All right, peace. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Give a double honor to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. And give a double honor to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. All right, brothers and sisters, I was listening to... I started out with just a 12-minute segment of Willie D and Nelly talking about basically politics and things of this nature, because Nelly and a lot of other people were quote unquote on the hot seat because basically they were accused of backing what you would call Donald Trump. Is because Donald Trump is painted as what you would call a white supremacist. And Willie D, he believes that Donald Trump is a white supremacist. Now, I was going to play some of the video and stuff like that, but I went back and I listened to the 50-minute discussion that they was having talking about this subject. Because, I just wanted to pretty much listen to their thoughts and opinions over basically the new president of the United States. And, in my opinion, you can go back and you can look at the video. It was very entertaining. And they were just giving their views on, why they feel the way that they feel about certain things, right? And I think in the discussion, Nelly, that's why you should never judge a book by its cover. Willie D, he was trying to, and he's known for doing this, he'll try to basically shame black people because they will have basically a difference of opinion than his when it basically involves what you would call politics. And I got to give it to Nelly. He really schooled Willie D, and on several occasions he made him look very stupid. Because one of the discussions that they was having, because Willie D paints the picture that Trump is what you would call a white supremacist. And he refers to Trump as basically in the same boat as Hitler or maybe Ku Klux Klanists and things of this nature. And Nelly, he posed a question to him. He said, well, if you're saying that the Republicans are basically the Klan, then who started, well, what party was the Ku Klux Klan? And this fool said he said that the Ku Klux Klan were Democrats. So he said, look, if the Ku Klux Klan were historically Democrats, then what are we talking about? So basically what he telling him is that why would we support the Democrats then? If the Democrats were historically what you would call Ku Klux Klan members, then why are we supporting the Democratic Party? And also, Nelly and Willie D are what you would call independents. They don't pretty much belong to either party. They basically vote for their best interests, right? But to me, it seems like Willie D is more or less of a Democrat. And that's okay, if that's what he supports. But he looked at real stupid making this statement. You saying that the Democrats are the Ku Klux Klan members are historical, what you would call Democrats. But here it is, you're questioning this guy's, because it wasn't that Nelly voted for Trump. I don't even know if he voted for Trump. He's on the hot seat because he was selected to perform at his inauguration. And his excuse for that was the fact, he said, look, I was born what you would call a military brat. Like my grandfather fought for this country. And he said the reason why I performed at the inauguration is because I respect the office. Like, I really don't care who's in office. I respect the country. And I don't let my politics or my views about an individual stop me from supporting the country. And in retrospect, that's a good statement, because if you're for the country, why is it that because you have a person in office that you may not like his politics, but you still live in the country? If you engage into what you would call politics, I would say that who's ever in office, you in the country, you supposed to get behind these people, right? I'm just speaking from a perspective of a person that lives in the country. And if I was a person that followed politics to the facts that I'm out here voting, you should never let your personal opinions override the bigger picture. That's what he was saying. And I kind of felt him on that. But see, here's the thing about, and another thing he was saying, that a lot of people was mad at him because, he supports the office of Donald Trump that's elected as the president. And he was saying, I love my fans, but I thought that y'all was rocking with me when, I gave out charity stuff to the underprivileged people that's in the neighborhoods and stuff. I done gave donation for the stem cell research. I done donated things to my community and stuff like that. Like, y'all basically are mad at me because of my political beliefs, but you're not looking at the fact of the stuff that I do behind the scenes. And see, like, this is what a lot of us do. Like, we will be back and forth with people because of a person's political opinion, and a lot of times that carries over to personal stuff. Families have fallen out and they don't talk to each other because of what you would call religious or political or social beliefs. So I liked that the conversation that they was having, and it wasn't a disrespectful conversation, and they wasn't disrespecting each other. They had a real conversation between two men. But see, here's the thing about this is that when I look at these two individuals, and I may say certain things and stuff like that, but I love these brothers because they are our brothers. But you know what it is with the so-called black community, because we don't have a culture, we don't have a language, we don't have peoplehood and things of this nature. What we're doing as a nation of people, what we're doing is we're still suffering from what you would call Stockholm Syndrome. Because we're sitting back here going back and forth about, is Donald Trump a white supremacist? But we're not looking at, or if Joe Biden is a white supremacist. Well, I gotta tell you that they are white supremacists, both of them. It's because, when you look at the definition of a white supremacist, that means a person that basically he supports his race. It's so much that these people that you could become prejudice, So, and another concept of a white supremacist is a person that that's really what all Caucasians are. They're white supremacists. It's because they believe that they should be superior over quote unquote black people. But their prejudice is so they prejudice is so powerful, they become prejudiced towards each other. So if you're gonna say, when we talk about white supremacy, of course Donald Trump is a white supremacist. But Joe Biden is a white supremacist too. And you know who else is a white supremacist? A lot of these black people. It's because they believe in the philosophy and teaching of the Caucasian world power system that's ruling in the affairs of man. So Nelly and Willie D are white supremacists also. Well, why do you say that? It's because look at the history of our people in this country. When we look at slavery, all people have been enslaved to some point. They have been conquered by other nations. But ain't nobody been more conquered and destroyed as our people in this country. Now, they say that the Democrats were historically Klans members. I don't agree with that. The Democrats and the Republicans were Klan members. See? And what I mean by that is that all of them participated in the dismantling and the destruction of our people. And they did that for hundreds of years. We was in slavery in this country for over 200 and something years. And we've been in this country, I believe, for almost 500 and something years, right? So we have been the victims of the most inhumane racism that has been practiced on a group of people more than anybody on the face of this planet. What have we what have happened to us in the country? They had postcards on cigarettes, on cartons of milk, food, with our faces on there. Big nose, big lips, things of this nature. And what that has done to us as a people, that has messed us up psychologically. This is why you see a lot of our women out here, they got blonde hair, or they got fake hair in their head. Black men want to wear jerry curl, right? And so much so, we don't really have an identity, is because even in our music, what they would call gangster music, who are we trying to emulate? We emulate the white gangsters that was in this country. So from a psychological standpoint of view, we have been destroyed as a people. The educational system in the country has done a bang-up job in educating us in this country. They told us that we was 3/5 of it. That's still a part of the Constitution. That we was the savages that live in a jungle of a subhuman level, that we was a race of nobodies. And they still practice that form of racism even to this day. But it is disguised under the 13th and the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. See? So when I look at these individuals, and they may mean well, but they don't have the assignment. The assignment is not given to them to try to reach our people on another type of level. When we talking about coming together as a people, these are entertainers. They don't have the assignment to build our people as a nation of people. Who has the assignment? Only the so-called black man that has come into the knowledge of self that he's an Israelite. He's the only one that has, and the black woman. We're the only ones that have the assignment to properly educate our people on who they are as a people. Because these individuals are sitting around here still talking about reparations, civil rights, all this type of stuff. But the so-called black man spends almost he's spending $1 trillion in this country every year. But we can't even build a school. We can't build industries like jobs that's going to employ our people, right? We can't build hospitals that's going to deal with the health of our people. We can't build schools that is going to properly educate our people, right? We can't do those things together, is because we are separated because of slavery. Let's look at the scripture. And then we talk about white supremacy, all this type of stuff. But we have to start looking at ourselves in the mirror. Is because we, as the so-called black community, we have contributed a great deal of violence and destruction and all type of chaos in our own communities. See? So when we love to point the finger, but we're not really looking at ourselves. Who cares about Donald Trump being a racist? What we need to be about is Uh, we need to be about the work of the so-called black man. That's what we need to be about. Who cares about the presidency? But the reason why we care is because we're still attached to the system. See, the system to us is like a cancer. We can't do nothing without the system. All the donations and stuff, a lot of that stuff is tax write-offs. See, we need the white man for everything. See, that's the mentality that we have as a people. But let's look at a scripture. This is the book of Isaiah, and I'm going to start reading the 5th verse. It's because, see, this speaks to us as a people. We're not going to be able to come together as a people until we started to understand who we are from a nationalistic standpoint of view. See, we got grown people that are very brilliant, educated, or if they're not educated, they create things out of nothing. But here it is, we're still destroyed by the educational system. We still calling ourselves colored people. See, there's something wrong with that. Ain't no colored people no more. But let's read. It says, now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. And see, contrary to popular belief, that the Bible or the history of the Israelite is the so-called black man's history. This is why we still attached to the country, is because we don't have a thorough understanding on who we are as a nation of people. And a lot of us, see, we scoff at this. See, it's because it's not the norm to us that we Israel. See, we color folks, we niggas. But the Creator is speaking to us. It says, now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with a choice vine and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress thereof, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth what? Wild grapes. Why is that? It's because of our history, brothers and sisters. We don't even know why we here. See, we just think that the white man came over to the west coast of Africa and got some ooga booga niggas and brought them over here. See? But the ooga boogas that they brought over here is of the tribe of Judah, Levi and Benjamin. This is who they brought over here. See? So, and why did the Creator call us sour grapes? It's because we're still doing the same thing over here that our ancestors was doing in the land. Where's your land? Northeast Africa. Over there in Jerusalem. See? What was we doing? We was worshiping other gods. We was worshiping gods that we crafted with our hands, and we was worshiping what? People that look just like us. We was calling the other nations gods. See, we wanted to worship their gods, and we started looking at them as a god. And that's how we are today. Whether you independent or Democrat or Republican, you worship the white man as a god. See, and we have become sour grapes over here. See, it's because of what? It's because of the sins of our forefathers. And the Creator took that away from us. This is why you ask the so-called black man what's his nationality, he can't tell you. How are we gonna go forward as a people and we don't even know where we going? These brothers got money in their pocket. But a lot of us have what you would call, we have a first grade education. It's because the true education of an individual is you gotta know who you are, where you come from, where your who your parents are, where your lineage at. We don't even know that. And here it is, we sitting up here dangling one slave master over the next. Joe Biden is the best candidate, or Kamala. Donald Trump is the best candidate. See, that's what we doing. And all of these guys are crooked. They even said it. Nelly said all these folks is crooked. Well, Nelly, if they all crooked, then why are you finna go perform at the inauguration? You know why? It's because you don't got nothing else to do. You obligated to the country because your father and your grandfather served in the military. But when your father and your grandfather, especially your grandfather, when he was serving in the military, they treated him like trash. And they probably treated your father like trash. But see, when you got Stockholm Syndrome, you become what you would call in love with your captor. We just like a battered woman. See, we like a battered woman. We get in one relationship with a guy, then the guy beat us, right? And then after a while, we get rid of that guy for whatever reason, or he leaves us. Then we go back to another person, right? That's a thug, right? And then he beat on us, and we allow that to happen is because we think that that's normal. We think that's normal for us to get beat on and downtrodden, right? As the person in the relationship. And that's the same thing that goes on with us today. See, Joe Biden become a president, then we're going to support them. Then Donald Trump become a president, we're going to support them. But here it is, both of them, they're nothing but low-level thugs. That's what they are. They go around pillaging other countries. You watch the show called Landman. Now, they try to make Billy Bob Thornton to be this good, not so much a good guy, but he works for the oil companies, the petroleum companies, and they show you how they go over there and gangster other people's countries, right? And then Billy Bob Thornton, he gets in all these little nuances with the people. The people try to kill him, and he's always saved by somebody. See? But this is what the country do for real. They go around and they pillage other people's country for their natural resource, and we support this. And then we got the nerve to sit around here and talk about white supremacy. But we white supremacists ourselves because we support white supremacy. We support the fact that Joe Biden was over there. I forgot what country he was at. I think it was in Ukraine, somewhere. He was somewhere. He got his ugly self on national TV and said that he told the guy if he didn't do what he said, basically, if he didn't do what he wanted him to do, that he was going to get him fired. He said that. And Joe Biden and them, they were bombing people just as well. We support that. See? And a lot of us is going to pay for this. It's because if you support the beast system, you're going to get the same thing as the beast is going to get. Let's continue. Third verse. And it says, and now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. It says, what could have been done more to my vineyard? For I have not done in it. This is the credit. He was pleading with our ancestors. See, when they told Samuel, when they told Samuel to give us a king, just like the other nations. And this is the same rhetoric that these niggas do today. See, they don't want to serve the Most High. They God is the white man. See, or anybody that's in power. It says, and now go to, one second, and now go to fourth verse. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I look that it shall bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I tell you, what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the heads thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the walls thereof, and it shall be trodden down. See? And who is the vineyard? The vineyard is the tribe. The vineyard is really the nation of Israel, the southern and the northern kingdom, y'all. This is how we became wild grapes. This is why we're in slavery today. See? And it says, and I will lay it waste, and it shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. And what is the briars and the thorns? It was the nations that the Most High sicked on us. See? And we still in slavery under these nations even to this day. But we dealing with a new form of slavery. And what is a new form of slavery? Our brains is in chains. See? That's the new form of slavery. Yeah, we can go to Dubai, we can go to Egypt, but you know, after we get through going, we can go to Israel, we can do whatever. But when it's all said and done, we gonna come back to our slave master, our husband, see, which is the so-called white man. It says, I will lay it waste, and it shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. This was the nations, how they stripped us, but they stripped us. See? When we came over here in slavery, see, they put us in pits, they washed us down, they put bleach in the water. See, they put molasses in our behinds. They sodomized us to the point where we start sodomizing our own kids because we thought that was the behavior that we were supposed to take on. Let's look at this. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of Yah of hosts is the house of Israel, and the man of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression. That's what's going on with us today. See? We looking for justice and equality and the pursuit of happiness and stuff like that, and there's no pursuit of happiness in this country. But behold, oppression for righteousness, but behold, a cry. So with that being said, peace, shalom.